Hello friends, it's Rizwan. Today's story, Love and Chains, highlights the oppression that men administer on women when it comes to choosing a life partner of their own choice. I know you are good caring men out there playing the roles of brothers, fathers, husbands, uncles and etc. You take care of your sisters, daughters and all other women. However, there are many of us who are conservative, who feel dishonored and disgraced if our women speak up for their rights. Let me tell you a surprising fact. Around 1,000 women each year in Pakistan become the victim of suicide and honor killing. Women in Pakistan suffer from many different problems of equality. There are hundreds of women who spend all of their lives as spinsters. Many women are killed on the name of honor killing just because they raise their own voice. And there are so many women who end their own lives because of men's oppression and injustice. Today, too many questions are arising in my mind. I'd like to ask some from you and all those people who control women, who snatch their rights, especially right of expression and education. Why do we want women to be silent when it comes to choosing a life partner? Why do our feelings change if our daughters demand what our sons demand? For example, if our son wants to marry a girl of his own choice, we leave no stone unturned to make his dream come true. But why we feel disgraced if our daughter wants the same thing or if our daughter expresses her choice? Why do we want our daughters to be silent when it comes to their choices? Why do we want them to be happy with whoever we choose to be their life partner? How unfair it is that we do not give them the right to decide who they will spend their lives with? Isn't it injustice that we want them to accept whoever we choose for them? On one hand, when our sons hardly reach adulthood, they can't wait to get married, and we do as they ask us. On the other hand, our daughters' hair turn white, but they don't say a word, and we do nothing for them. We don't think about their marriages. Don't they have the emotions too? Isn't it a responsibility to listen to them, do as we listen to our sons? Have you ever thought why honor killing and suicide cases take place? Such cases happen because we don't listen to our women. When we don't listen to them, they take the alternatives. They either take their own lives or they run away. I'm not encouraging girls to run away. All I'm asking is that we must listen to our daughters as we listen to our sons. When they try to live the life of their dreams, we kill them. How unfair it is to consider a woman immoral if she goes against the decision of their father. I'm not saying that the elders must not be obeyed. All I'm saying that our elders can be wrong too. Why is it necessary for a girl to accept whoever the elders decide for her? I will share more thoughts about this topic later on. Now, before we proceed and read and listen to their story, let's go to Philip, one of my American friends, and find out what he tells us about their story.
My friend Rizwan is a very good writer. I have read several chapters of his books about his own life and the lives of others. In one story, he tells of a man who crosses a river to find work. He works in the fields of a rich landowner. One day he finds a gold ring in the soil. He gives the ring to the rich man's daughter and asks if it belongs to her. Indeed, she is shocked when he finds her lost ring, even though she had not told him it was lost. Over time, they begin to talk to each other and fall in love. However, when she tells her father of the story, her father sends the man back across the river, telling him he will kill him if he returns. The man becomes heartsick and dies an early death. The young woman only knows that she can never be with him, and ultimately hangs herself. I find it sad to say such things happen in today's world. I've talked to many Asian people and find many young people are still frustrated by this kind of control one person has over the life of another.
I have seen many men marrying twice, thrice, even more than that. But why is it considered awkward, taboo for a woman to marry someone of his own choice? We give our sons smartphones, but we say if we give a smartphone to our daughters, they will go astray. Why don't we worry too much about our sons when they go outside? But we worry too much about our daughters who live within the four walls of the home. We always try to keep them in a cage. We send our sons to universities, but we stop our daughters from going to school when they hardly complete their primary education. Is it fair? Our honor is mixed into dust. If our daughter wishes to have the life partner of her own choice, whatever our sons do outside for their pleasure, they doesn't matter to us. Nothing happens to our honor. But if our daughters, silent, sober daughters, if they refuse to marry a man that we choose for them, all our respect is mixed into dust. We keep a close eye on our daughters, but we let our sons do whatever they want. Is it fair? Is it justice? I want answers. I'll share more thoughts later on. Now let's go read and listen to this story. Stay tuned.
Love in Chains by Rizwan Ahmed Memon. Every man does some work to survive in this world. Rahman worked as a field hand to make his livelihood. He worked in the fields of landlords and other people in his village, Akil. During rice season in the summer, he went to a nearby town named Pulu to find some work. The town was on the other side of the river. There, he fell in love with Reshma, who was the only daughter of the landlord of that town. In Pulu, Rahman got a contract to work in the fields of the landlord for the season. In the morning, Reshma used to come to the fields to stroll along the grassy paths. She was a simple and kind woman. "I've never seen you here before," said Reshma to Rahman. "Yes, I am new here. You live in this town, or have you come from somewhere else?" "I have come from Akil, miss," replied Rahman. "Okay, nice to meet you," she said. While walking on the grass, Reshma lost her golden ring. She realized this at home. Thinking that it must have mixed in the dust during the ploughing, she did not ask anybody about it. After some days while working, Rahman found the ring. As Reshma came on the following day, he gave her the ring. "Where did you find it?" she asked. "I found it in the field yesterday. I thought it must be yours." Reshma thanked him and said, "I like your honesty. You are a good man." Reshma started her walk, and Rahman started ploughing the field on the tractor. As the tractor came to the side where Reshma was walking, she gestured for Rahman to stop. "I want to sit on the tractor," said Reshma. With a smile on his face, Reshma said, "Most welcome. It is all yours." On that day, Reshma laughed a lot, and for the first time she was happy since the day her mother had died. Reshma liked to be with Rahman. She spent more time in the fields, chatting and helping him a little with the work. They both had fallen in love. One day Rahman asked her, "Will you marry me, Reshma?" "I would like to be yours more than anything in the world, but my father will kill me if he learned of this." "I will go back to Akil after my contract is ended and the crop is harvested," said Rahman. On the same day, the landlord's secretary said to the landlord, "Sir, You are busy with work with the villages and town. You don't know what is happening in the fields. Your pampered daughter has thrown dirt on your honour. The secretary told him about the unwelcome love match. That evening, the landlord gave Rahman his salary and exiled him. "If you ever come back, you will be killed," said the landlord. Next, the landlord called his daughter. Reshma made pleas to his father, but he didn't listen at all. "I didn't expect that from you. Is that what you are giving me in return for my love? You have destroyed my reputation in the whole town. People are saying the daughter of the landlord has fallen in love with a servant." Reshma was kept at home and closely watched for 6 months. One day she was found hanging from the fan. She had taken her own life. Every day Rahman came to the bank of the river and watched the boats in the hope that Reshma would come. His friend often said to him that she would never come, but Rahman always believed that one day she would. In longing for Reshma, Rahman became ill and after a short time died. According to Rahman's will, he was buried on the bank of the river in case his love returned for him.
I have seen many cases of honor killing in my life. How shameful it is to kill our own daughters and feel honored. Who on earth has given us the right to kill someone just because they choose to live their life with someone they love? I am not encouraging women to run away, go out of parda, or go against their elders. But I think there are better ways to tackle these issues. Why can't we listen to them? Why can't we listen to our daughters? Why don't we give them the right to talk to us? Why do we feel it is so disgracing? If a son denies marrying a woman that we choose for him, it is not a big deal for us. But if a daughter refuses to marry a man that we choose for her, then it is a big deal for us. We feel dishonored. Why? Why we expect her to accept whoever we decide, whoever we choose to marry? We let our sons express their feelings and we want our daughters to suppress their feelings? Well, now let's go to Gary and see what he says about the story and these issues.
Hi. I read the story earlier of Rizwan's, and it's something we've discussed before, his feeling of the treatment of women in his country. And the story pertains to that and speaks very, very candidly, very graphically about that. In arranged marriages more than anything, and not only in about women, but about the cultures. A woman is not allowed to choose certain things, and then a man of a certain earning capacity or family is still not allowed to make these choices also. And it's a very, very gripping, a very strong tale. It's a very shocking ending, and it's very, very readable and very good. But speaking with Rizwan, it's not solely what he wants is just for to marry who you like. That's part of it, but not the whole thing. A freedom of expression, whether it be a woman, whether it be someone of a lower class, quotation marks, a lower class or a lower earning capacity. It's freedom to do what we like, and as long as we're not hurting anyone, it's just that, to do what we like when we like, a freedom of life.
Dear friends, it is time to tackle these serious issues. Let's create awareness. Why do we hesitate to talk about such issues? We have to stop turning back on our women. It is the violence of freedom of expression. It is against human rights. Let me have your pledge today that you will create awareness among those less educated people who are involved in these cases. I hope you learned something from today's video and will spread the messages that I have shared today by sharing the video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already and click on the bell button so that I can tell you when I post a new video. This story is in my first book, The Reflections. Go buy this book from any bookstore in Larkana City. If you are out of Larkana City, WhatsApp me your order with your complete address and I will send you the books and details. Until next time, goodbye and happy studies.